Since the first motor vehicle was introduced in 1885, we have quickly progressed from previously unheard-of speeds of 10 miles per hour to road cars that can reach 300 miles per hour. Road cars are great because of our seemingly endless need for power and speed, but land speed record cars, which have no restrictions on engine size, type, or power output, are the reason the sound barrier has been broken. So in this video, we will see the top 10 fastest land speed record cars ever. Number 10. 1935 Campbell-Railton Bluebird. 301 miles per hour over 1 kilometer. Sir Malcolm Campbell, one of the most well-known figures connected to attempts to break the land speed record, was the first to surpass 300 miles per hour in 1935 while operating a modified Railton Bluebird vehicle. In an effort to increase speed and power, Bluebird was updated in 1933 with a 37-liter Rolls-Royce V12 R-Series engine that produced 2,300 horsepower. In order to fit the larger unit's cam covers, the R-Series was adopted, giving Bluebird its recognizable centerline bulges. The original Bluebird car still exists today and is on permanent display at the Daytona International Speedway Tour Center. Malcolm Campbell turned to the water speed record in 1939. Number 9. 1938 Thunderbolt, 357 miles per hour over 1 kilometer. The Thunderbolt LSR automobile, which has 8 wheels, 3 axles, and 2 Rolls-Royce 36.5-liter R-Series engines with a combined output of 4,700 horsepower, is incredibly astounding in every way. In preparation for his second try, Thunderbolt was modified with additional enlarged air takes above each machine and a fully enclosed body, which boosted performance and allowed him to retake the record from John Cobb with an average speed of 357 miles per hour. Despite the huge challenges of manufacturing land speed record vehicles, Thunderbolt was built in under 6 weeks. Number 8. 1947 Railton Mobil Special, 394 miles per hour. British driver John Cobb during 1938 to 1947 established 3 land speed records with his Railton-designed and constructed Railton Mobil Special, ultimately hitting 394 miles per hour in 1947. Instead of complicating its design with twin Napier Lion engines, designer Reed Railton chose a simpler alternative with one engine powering each axle, resulting in a primitive but functional 4-wheel drive system. John Cobb would subsequently try water speed records and, like Donald Campbell, would perish as a result of his injuries. Number 7. 1964 Bluebird-Proteus CN7. 403 miles per hour. Donald Campbell drove the Bluebird-Proteus CN7, a gas turbine-powered vehicle, to the global land speed record on Lake Eyre in Australia on July 17, 1964. At 403.1 miles per hour, 648.7 kilometers per hour, the automobile set the FIA world record for the flying mile. Donald Campbell continued his father's pursuit of land and water speed records. The Bluebird CN7 would be the final LRS to include driven wheels before jet and rocket propulsion took dominance, with all 4 wheels powered by a Proteus 705 turbine engine with 4,450 horsepower. Bluebird, which was never used to attempt another speed record attempt, now resides in the Bolu National Motor Museum. Number 6. 1964 Wingfoot Express, 413 miles per hour. Walt Arfons and Tom Green's jet-powered land speed record car, the Wingfoot Express, was driven to a record by Green on October 2, 1964, after Walt suffered a heart attack. The Express was powered by a Westinghouse J46 engine and reached 413 miles per hour. Art Arfons and Tom Green devised a creative marketing strategy by branding the Wingfoot Express after sponsors Goodyear's renowned winged foot logo. Green piloted them in late 1964, setting a new record with an average speed of 413 miles per hour. The centrally positioned front-mounted cockpit with minimal more than plexiglass gives protection in the case of an accident and is hardly more significant than the Westinghouse J46 jet engine intake. Wingfoot Express, which was originally intended to be a three-wheel design before being compelled to adopt a more stable four-wheel form, had outrigger-style rear wheels. Drag, on the other hand, is expected to be modest. Number 5. 1965 Green Monster, 576 miles per hour. Art Arfons and his half-brother Walt Arfons named many cars the Green Monster. From dragsters to turbojet-powered automobiles that temporarily held the land speed record 3 times between 1964 and 1965, these vehicles vary in speed. The world land speed record during the tight competition of 1964 and 1965, Green Monster set the absolute record 3 times. A General Electric J79 engine from an F-104 Starfighter powered it. The jet engine was equipped with a 4-stage afterburner. Art Arfon's Green Monster LSR automobile was created utilizing a General Electric's J79 jet engine from a surplus F-104 Starfighter, which he obtained for $600 from a scrapyard. Art Arfons rebuilt the J79 himself and established a higher speed records 3 times between 1964 and 1965 before averaging 576 miles per hour in 1966. Art Arfons held the record for 8 days until competitor Craig Breedlove returned to the Bonneville Salt Flats to breach the 600 mile per hour barrier. Number 4. 1965 Spirit of America Sonic 1, 600 miles per hour. Craig Breedlove's final land speed record attempt with Spirit of America in its final Sonic 1 configuration would be Sonic 1. Sonic 1 broke the 600 mile per hour threshold for the first time after being updated in 1965 to fit a bigger General Electric J79 engine, reclaiming the LSR from competitor Art Arfon's Green Monster. The Spirit of America was the first contemporary record-breaking jet-powered automobile featuring a thin, streamlined fuselage, 3-wheel chassis, and most importantly, a turbojet engine. The engine, like the majority of other competing cars, was ex-military. The first Spirit was built in 1962 using a General Electric J47 engine from an F-86 and tested at Bonneville Salt Flats, where intricate handling failed. Before attempting again, a new stabilizer and steerable front wheel were fitted. Sonic 1 is on display at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, while Craig Breedlove returned to Black Rock, Nevada in 1996, achieving 675 miles per hour before wrecking his Formula Shell LSRV vehicle. Number 3. 1970 Blue Flame, 622 miles per hour. While competitors used jet-powered automobiles for their attempts, Reaction Dynamics used a 2-stage rocket motor that produced roughly 58,000 horsepower for a 20-second burn time. Weight and physical dimensions both contribute to a new record speed of 622 miles per hour, which will hold for the next 13 years. Blue Flame was built in Milwaukee, Wisconsin by Reaction Dynamics, a business founded by Pete Farnsworth, Ray Dousman, and Dick Keller, the same people who created the first hydrogen peroxide rocket dragster, the X-1, and was driven by Chuck Suba. The automobile ran on a mixture of high-test peroxide and liquefied natural gas, or LNG, which was compressed with helium gas. The endeavor was sponsored by the American Gas Association with technical aid from the Institute of Gas Technology of Des Plaines, Illinois. Pilot Gary Gabelick would accelerate to Blue Flame's peak speed of 650 miles per hour before reaching the test distance, with Blue decelerating over the flying mile using its rocket engine for the land speed record attempt. Number 2. 1983 Thrust 2, 633 miles per hour. Despite their seeming glamour, land speed record attempts are frequently low-budget events that rely largely on investors and sponsors. Richard Noble began his Thrust II project with a meager $200 budget, contemplating passenger trips to help fund it. Thrust II was once again powered by Rolls-Avon-Royce's 302 fighter jet engine, which delivered up to 30,000 horsepower and propelled it to 650 miles per hour, setting a new record with an average speed of 633 miles per hour. The British-designed and constructed Thrust II held the land speed record between 1983 and 1997, powered by a single Rolls-Royce Avon jet engine. It would hit a high speed of 633 miles per hour, 1,018 kilometers per hour on October 4, 1983 at the Black Rock Desert in Nevada, USA, while being driven by Richard Noble. Not happy with the LSR, Richard Noble launched the follow-up project, Thrust SSC, expecting to be the first automobile to break Mach 1. Thrust 2 is still on exhibit at the Coventry Transport Museum in the United Kingdom. Richard Noble's follow-up vehicle, Thrust SSC, or supersonic car, beat Thrust 2's record in 1997. Richard Noble, Glenn Boucher, Ron Ayers, and Jeremy Bliss collaborated on this latter edition. Number 1. 1997 Thrust SSC, 763 miles per hour. Thrust SSC, piloted by RAF pilot Andy Green, set the land speed record in 1997 with a combined speed of 763 miles per hour, breaking the sound barrier for the first time in history. Twin Rolls-Royce Spey turbofan engines with afterburners providing a combined 102,000 horsepower were critical to Thrust SSC's success. Thrust SSC, designed by Richard Noble, Jeremy Bliss, Ron Ayers, and Glenn Boucher, was piloted by RAF fighter pilot squadron leader Andy Green in Nevada's Black Rock Desert. It measures 16.5 meters or 54 feet long, 3.7 meters or 12 feet broad, and weighs 10.5 tons. Noble was also the main force behind Thrust II, the automobile that broke the world land speed record in 1983. The automobile was powered by two Rolls-Royce Spey turbofan engines used in British F-4 Phantom II jet aircraft. The twin engines produced 223 kN or 50,000 pounds of thrust and used around 18 liters of fuel per second. Most LSR efforts are powered by military jet engines. In this instance, a decommissioned F-4 Phantom using 18 liters of aviation fuel per second, or roughly 0.05 miles per gallon. Thrust SSC is still on display with its predecessor, Thrust 2. That's it from today's video. I hope you enjoyed the content of the video. If you do, show some love, hit that like button, and remember to subscribe to our channel so that you can experience our excellent and informative videos.